the 2K Sports Pre.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson, and it is my pleasure to be with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, we'll see the Washington Wizards playing against the Miami Heat. A lot of W's recently for this Miami team. They've been on a tremendous run, and we're deep enough into the season now to know that it's no mirage. These guys definitely for real. And with a little bit of time here before tip-off, I'll kick off a topic. Defense, as we know,
on the road, looking for a win against an Eastern Conference rival. The Miami Heat are ready to get this thing started. Happy holidays, everyone, from all of us at 2K Sports. And do we have a present for you today? This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And the Wizards on friendly ground as they continue this homestand. This is an important game for them because they've really been struggling. Just one win in their last 5 games.
I guarantee you what, guys, the adrenaline is already flowing on both sides. A rivalry matchup like this means a little more to the players than just any other game.
And not just the players, Greg. How about the fans, too? I mean, they get into this thing as well. We've got an electric atmosphere in here, just like it always is when these two teams square off. It should be a good one, and I'm glad to be right in the middle of it.
So here's Miami's starting group. They've got Winslow, Kevin Love out there with Whiteside, and it's Smith, and it's Dragic in at the point guard. And the thing, Greg, about Marcin Gortat, he's not a high flyer. He's not a super flexible athlete, but he's one of the best centers in the league because he's tough. And he's worked hard on developing his skills. And he always hustles.
Yeah, and he fights for position down low. A terrific screener, does a lot of that dirty work. And he's also very good at passing the basketball. You know, a lot more skilled, particularly in the pick and roll, than maybe people give him credit for. He can hurt a defense in a surprising number of ways.
Here's Smith. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Ball against Dragic. Love. And that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist.
Pretty passing. Timely recognition as to where the open man was.
There's the feed to Porter. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Kevin, the Wizards head coach had a couple of moments for me. The one player on his mind in this matchup, Kevin Love. And it's not for his scoring ability, but for the harm he can do to a team on the backboards. You saw what he can do to teams if he goes unchecked, Coach said. We don't want to let him get up and get over 20 or 30 rebounds on us. And to do that, we got to check him out each time a shot goes up. Guys, easier said than done.
And thank you for that, Doris.
I love how he used his height advantage on that shot.
And he had the nice soft touch with it, too.
To the inside. Beal, the pass to Nene. Good for the basket. Starting off 1-for-1 with that shot.
And I tell you what, anytime you get those easy ones, that basket starts to get bigger.
Here's Dragic from outside. No good. Wall with some nice D. Wizards leading by 5. Beal dishes the Wall. There's a screen by Gortat. Beal gets a wide open look. From outside off the mark.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Whiteside kicks to Dragic. Feeds to Love. That's it, coming off an assist from Dragic. Dragic has got his 3rd assist on the night. For Washington, they've gone 5 of 7 today so far. Nice shooting to get this game underway. Well, nobody really knew, Greg, what to make of Washington going into last year's playoffs. They came out strong with a big sweep against a pretty good Raptors team.
Yeah, how about taking them down 4 straight? And it was the first time a team has swept an opponent without home court advantage since 2011. Also was the first sweep for the Wizards in franchise history.
Here is Wall. Following the basket by Kevin Love. There's a screen by Gortat. Beal, that's for 2. The Wizards with another miss.
Good pick, but he just couldn't make it count.
Yeah, nice job of setting the screen by his teammate there. And I'm sure he appreciated it.
Now here's Dragic. Boy, was he something else against Dallas.
And in the second round, the Wizards continued to be a tough opponent. I mean, they went up 2-1 on the Hawks, but were unable to keep the series lead. A lot of close, heartbreaking losses for them in that series.
Pass to Love. And again, Miami with the triple.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passes.
So timeout called here, the first for Washington.
And the Hawks would ultimately take down the Wizards last year in the postseason. John Wall and his injury were a big turning point in that matchup, and all those buzzer beaters for both teams made it one of the most interesting series of the postseason.
Here's what Washington's going with right now. Chris Humphries has checked in for Nene. Gary Neal comes in for Bradley Beal. And Sessions subbed in for John Wall. Now here's Favors. An 11-point game for him in the win against Dallas. Fades. The rebound by Humphries.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D. Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it.
Lynn against Sessions. Outside, Lynn, a shot. And there's Green on the assist by Lynn. Green's got his first points of the night.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists. And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
Yeah, clearly a brain fade there. He's got to be a little smarter in his choice-making.
Wizards trail by 3. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Here's Neal, guarded by Green. From the wing. Misses off the left iron. Lynn. No good. A nice first quarter of play. We've seen plenty of offense so far. It's the Heat. And an exciting young backcourt in Washington with John Wall and Bradley Beal. Wall said that Beal is known for his appetite. You think John Wall's hungry for a championship in D.C.?
Yeah, I would certainly think. Well, not really. I've seen that dude eat exactly the way John described it. And it is an unbelievable sight to behold. You literally cannot comprehend how anybody could scarf up that much food and still hoop.
Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for Miami.
You know what, guys? It looks to me like they're really in sync here, all on the same page. They've already got a bunch of assists.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So on the floor for Washington, the great pair of Wall and Beal are at the guard spots. Nene is out there with Humphries, and it's Neal in at the 3 slot. The Heat with the lead. Outside, Lynn. Green left side. The basket good off the assist from Lynn.
And one thing about Jeremy Lin, he sets the pace. A smart guy, good instincts, He simply knows when to slow it down and when to turn it up.
Now here's Nene. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. That's tipped. They're running. Green inside the three-point line. No good. And the Wizards now going the other way. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
They just weren't challenged. I mean, nearly as much as they should have been in that game, at least when they had the ball.
Yeah, it was a mismatch. I mean, the defense from the start was on its heels practically the entire game.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. They want to keep it rolling here following the win against Dallas.
And in that game, guys, they were just about as dominant defensively on the interior as you could ever be.
And once they got a few rejections, they had opposing scorers looking for those long arms and hands. And it caused hesitation in taking shots in there.
Garrett Temple has checked in for Gary Neal.
Great pass. John Wall is really good at finding the open man.
Dragic the pass to Love. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. I was just watching Kevin Love. He brings so much to the table. But if you had to pick one thing, Clark, it might be the rebound.
I agree with you. I mean, he's not super athletic, doesn't blow you out of the water with his athleticism, but a few seasons back, this guy averaged 15 rebounds a game.
Now here's Beal. He picked up 27 points in their last win against Orlando.
Yeah, but he was also a force on the defensive side. 2 block shots and also altered a ton of shots.
Now here's Sanders. Nene unable to get his shot down. And it's Dragic off the drive, and that one's good. And the Heat lead by 2.
And guys, you look at what makes Love such a prolific rebounder. Great anticipation. I mean, he has the broad shoulders to create space in the paint, the strong anchor to hold his position. It's no wonder he's been a dominating force on the glass at every level since high school.
And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
Yeah, he imposed his will on the defense that time. He was not going to be denied right there.
The Heat making a switch here. Whiteside's checked in.
You know, regarding Kevin Love, he had a number of difficult transitions to make last season. Most of all, perhaps on the offensive glass. He averaged less than 2 a game after averaging 3 or more a game every other season.
Now here's Wall. Really played well against Orlando in his last outing. Beal with it. Now guarded by Winslow. To end the run. Again, Nene missing. Miami leading by 5. It's Dragic with the drive. It's John Wall with the rebound.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
Beal's shot is good.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
He'd have gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. Dragic kicks to Love. Right block shot. The 3. And Goran Dragic hits from deep. Dragic has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over. Kevin Love with a strong contribution so far in this one.
He's on fire. They needed to put their heads together to figure out how to get the ball out of his hand.
So for the Wizards, Gortat's checked in for Nene. Porter comes in for Beal. And Sessions subbed in for John Wall. Derek Favors checked in for Miami. Smith comes in for Zoran Dragic. Now here's Gortat. He had 10 points in the win against Orlando.
Yeah, and he also did a great job on the backboard, Kev, and that also was a factor.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
Sessions against Dragic. Unloads from 13. That one dropped for his second bucket. Mark him 2 for 4.
Boy, after struggling in the first quarter, he's come alive here in the second.
Wizards trail by 6. 1:32 left in the first half. Temple dishes to Gortat. And And Washington again with the bucket.
Boy, guys, they've shown some great passing on their last few trips down the floor. Excellent.
4 straight passes leading to scores. Great team play.
Now here's Dragic. He's got 5. Whiteside inside. Gortat's there. Whiteside. Washington's gone 1 or 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Here's Sessions. Here's Gortat. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. They get Derek Favors. And for Marcin Gortat, he was such a good fit for the Wizards last season. Actually, the last 2 seasons.
You know, he runs the floor very well for his size. A terrific finisher, solid in the pick and roll, can make the mid-range. You know, he's been one of the more consistent centers in our league.
Gary Neal's checked in for Washington. The Heat also changing it up. Chris Bosh is checked in for Whiteside. Robert Covington comes in for Winslow. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Goran Dragic.
Boy, from my angle, it looked like it was in the bottom of the net. Looked good from here.
Yeah, I'm about as shocked as you are, Clark.
You know, getting back to Gortat, he signed that 5-year, $60 million contract a couple of years back. Raised some eyebrows at the time because he's not a supreme athlete. But his size, effort, and refined skill set have made him worth it so far.
A nice shot by Lin.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Here's Neal, covered by Smith. A floater. It's stolen by Smith. Lin, that's a 2-point. An amazing shot, just barely beat the buzzer.
That is as big a shot as you are ever going to see.
And guys, he wanted it. He desperately was begging for that ball and was dying to take that shot.
And so that's the end of the first half. Heat lead by 6. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. Well, Coach, how have you been able to get your offense clicking in this first half?
Well, finally we were able to get some stops. We were able to get a couple easy ones in the open court and a little bit more patience to try to get something at the rim.
Coach, thanks for the time. Gentlemen, back to you.
All right, Doris, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Ernie Johnson along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. There was no slowing down Kevin Love early on. He had 14 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist. Kenny, let's start with you. What'd you think about the Heat?
Well, quite simply, their bench showed up tonight. And when I say showed up, I'm talking about on the offensive end because they were scoring in bunches. Now, you want your reserves to just at least come in and hold the fort, but they did way more than that tonight.
And over to Shaq, your take on the Wizards.
See, Ernie, this is what I'm talking about. You know, I was the king of this. See, you got to pound that ball in the paint, and they were doing that. I like to see more of the same in the second half. Don't start shooting jumpers now.
And that'll wrap up our halftime show. The third quarter set to go moments from now.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. Kevin Love really has his fingerprints all over this one.
And he just went off in those first 2 quarters, guys. He's capable of doing that on a consistent basis as well. So we might see some changes from a defensive standpoint as they try to disrupt his rhythm in the second half.
You know, guys, I think you've got to make some sort of change. I mean, they can't let him continue to torch him up like he has been.
On the court for the Heat, Kevin Love out there with Winslow. Then there's Dragic. Then there's Whiteside. And it's Smith in at the shooting guard.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense.
Got that bucket in no time at all. 17 points for Love.
He is setting this place on fire, fellas. This shooting has been off the charts.
Wall against Dragic. Wall passes to Beal. Fires from deep. That's good. And so Wall with the assist. 7 points here for Beal.
Back at you. I mean, they immediately get those 3 points back.
Trading spray guns from long range. Trading blows from behind the arc.
Now here's Love. He's got 17. And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. Inside and stolen by Whiteside. Here's Dragic. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And it was a very public falling out between Goran Dragic and the Suns front office. That was a real tense few weeks there before ultimately he was traded.
And, of course, Dragic was traded to Miami last season. Said he felt betrayed by the Suns front office, which spurred him wanting out of Phoenix and to South Florida.
Yeah, you know what? We'll never know the whole truth about that situation, but Dragic said they told him one thing with personnel and did something else. Well, I tell you what, Nene is a man among boys down low. Remarkable physical power. He's also got a tough mentality about it. Just a real rugged individual.
And getting back to Nene, an obvious inside player with great impact. He looks and plays like a man possessed. Yet through last season, Greg, he's never averaged as much as 8 rebounds a game.
And, you know, his true value is measured in intangibles at times, not just on the stat sheet. He does all the dirty work so others can shine.
The Heat have been on target from the free throw line. They're 5 of 5 in that department. That free throw good from Kevin Love.
You know, Love is playing well. He has 20 points, and he's got 9 points from behind the arc.
And that's been an important part of his game today. It's really spaced the floor.
Now, here's Wall. Scoring-wise, he's definitely making his mark. Right now, he's averaging about 19 points a game. The Heat leading by 7. Passes it to Love. No one near him. The shot will not go.
Most of the time, that shot will go down. Or the defenders have to make sure they tag him.
Beal. And it's Miami with the rebound. Last time they met was in Miami.
A huge margin of victory for them when these two teams squared off last. And they got scoring from up and down their lineup.
Yeah, the reserves, the guys coming off the bench, Greg, made their presence felt. And, of course, with their big lead, they were able to give the bench a lot of run.
Washington calls timeout. Wizards making a switch here. Sanders checked in for Miami. Zoran Dragic comes in for Winslow. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Sanders with the steal. And oh, here we go. Oh, wow. That's a beautiful jam.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
And the replay, of course, presented by Kia. What a play. Down low, here's Love. That's it, coming off an assist from Dragic. Dragic has got his 8th assist in the game. It's Wall with the drive, and he jams it with authority.
And sometimes when you want something done, you got to do it yourself. That dunks the shot in the arm they need to really cut into that lead.
Well, Greg, it certainly got everybody on their bench up and off their seats and cheering.
Yeah, that could be an instant momentum shift. That certainly was a rim wrecker.
Now, here's Dragic. 5 points in the game. Dragic with another miss. We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. Temple gets the bucket.
Nice pass. He got the ball right into his teammate's shooting pocket. On time and on target.
And Nene, a guy with an incredibly strong start to his career in Denver, the first Brazilian to ever be selected in the first round. Voted, as you may recall, to the NBA All-Rookie team.
Yeah, it came into the league just a tremendously raw talent. Really developed faster than a lot of people expected, but what has been the case for him is the injury bug. I mean, the knee, the foot, shoulder, Achilles, you name it, he's had it, and it's hindered his career somewhat.
And cancer. He's beaten cancer.
That's a very good point.
Wizards trail by 9. And tempo kicks to Neal. Picked by Humphries. Again, the Wizards good for 2.
Easy little jumper for him right there, guys.
Miami's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Lynn kicks to Sanders. Covington in the corner. There's Lynn with the 3. That's good. Lynn's got 7 points in the game.
You know, the defense was lax right there, and he's able to make them pay.
And Sessions kicks to Humphries. He dishes it to Sessions. Back to Humphries. Wide open look. It's hauled in by the Heat. Lynn's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. The drive by Green. Here's Sanders. Lays it up and banks it in. Sanders has got 4 points in the quarter.
They have got to box out better than that. That putback's just another example of what a difference there's been between these two teams.
With the All-Star game almost near, let's see how the East is shaking out. Take a look at the Heat. They've been in peak form as we watch them play some tremendous basketball with an eye toward the postseason. And checking out Washington. They have a lot of ground to make up.
And when I look at Washington, their season has been exactly the kind of misadventure their fans were afraid it might be.
Yeah, it's been ugly. I mean, we knew things were going to have to fall in the perfect place for them to contend, but nothing did.
And Washington making a change here. Porter's checked in. Favors attacking. Fades back. And another basket for Miami.
An open jump shot there, and their D not putting up any resistance today.
Lynn against Sessions. He feeds it to Humphries. And again, Washington no good. The Heat leading by 12. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Favors. Yes. And a nice assist from Lynn. Lynn's got his 3rd assist on the night. Wizards have gone a solid 6 of 11 when shooting here in the 3rd quarter. The dish to Sessions. Favors with the rebound. Here's Smith. And another basket for Miami.
And the lead's not getting any smaller. Just an incredibly well-rounded performance here on the road.
And how good a feeling is that for this team to dominate the way they did in front of a hostile crowd? That is a satisfying feeling for the victors.
Okay, starting up in what has been a one-sided show. Miami's gone 5 of 9 when they put up the 3-point shot tonight. The talented Wall and Beal team up in the backcourt. Chris Humphries is out there with Otto Porter Jr. And it's Gortat in at the center. That's the 5 on the 4 for the Wizards. Now here's Beal following the miss by Kevin Love. And that one's good by Gortat.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
Outside, Lynn. He kicks it to Smith. Pass to Favors. Knocks down the 10-footer. And the Heat lead by 16.
Love the work there. They got the most out of that possession.
Wall against Lynn. And Wall kicks to Humphries. There's a good screen. There's the pass to Beal. Back to Humphries. And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Dishes it to Love. The Heat rebound. Winslow, the pass to Lynn. And that one comes up a bit short.
And you really thought that was going to be a gimme, but unable to convert.
Yeah, and a little self-talk, angry self-talk for himself after that miss.
A really good rebound in traffic. That's what the big fella's there for.
Outside Favors. Wall grabs the board.
And if the shot's not there, you've got to understand that. Move the basketball.
Yeah, exactly, and I'm not quite sure what his mindset or what he was thinking there. I mean, that was just a terrible shot.
Miami calls timeout.
Now a timeout called by Miami. I think all three of us agree John Wall, a tremendous all-around player.
Outstanding. Speed was what jumped out at me most when I saw him first at Kentucky. Now he's been able to harness that speed as a pro, and he makes plays that very few can make as a point guard.
He gives you a lot of different looks, doesn't he?
He sure does.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Eric Spoelstra was saying to his team. He wanted his guys to keep up the intensity, saying, if any of you think this game is over, you're wrong. We've got work to do. I don't want to see any letdown on the defensive end of the floor. Guys, let's watch how it plays out.
Thanks, Doris. Beal from long range, and there's the call on Marcin Gortat. That's foul number 2 for him.
Boy, did he go hard to the boards, but clearly went over the back in doing it.
Yeah, kudos for the effort. I always love that kind of effort, but he was just a little overzealous.
And guys, John Wall, obviously one of the most electrifying players to enter the league in some time. Unreal body control, tremendous length and athleticism for a point guard. And that's one of the reasons he gets so many steals, blocks, and rebounds. All the extra things from his position that really add up.
Gortat with a screen on Smith. Kicks it to Nene. Releases from 15. Connects. The jumper drops. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it.
And, you know, guys, for Wall, the one thing he's still ironing out is his shooting stroke. It looks better every year, but doesn't necessarily go in more often, especially from 3. But even if he never becomes a great shooter, I think he'll remain one of the game's best all-around talents. He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
The feed to Beal. A 3-ball. That doesn't go either for Beal.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Love dishes to Dragic. Pulls up on the elbow. That's good. Dragic has got 9 points here in the second half.
And really smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
Showed nice basketball IQ. I agree, Greg. I mean, if he finds his spot on the perimeter and doesn't force it, I think his outside shot will be hard to block no matter who's defending.
Chris Bosh is checked in for the Heat. There's a screen by Gortat. Nene down low. He's covered by Bosh. Right side Wall. Can't get it to go. Dragic with some nice D. The Heat leading by 17. And so the ball out of bounds. Bosh touched it last.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Washington's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Nene left side. Buries it down low. Nene's got 4 points this quarter.
You know, he doesn't have much quickness, but he'll still attack the rim when given the chance.
Dragic against Wall. Here's Whiteside, and he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
Just no let up, guys. They just keep coming at you.
Well, this lead is too big to overcome. I'm going out on the limb right now. There's just not enough time left on the clock to make up the ground they have to make up.
Now here's Wall. It's stolen by Dragic. 3-on-3, and the jam by J.R. Smith. Nasty, absolutely filthy.
And the building is stunned, partner. He dug deep into his bag of tricks.
I tell you what, I hope he keeps that one handy. I want to see that one again. And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority, very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Heat.
And Clark, we got to see a display of offensive prowess in this one that got it done. High-scoring game.
Well, basket after basket, they were in attack mode all game long.
And so it'll boost this year's win total for them to 29.
And making the right plays when they needed to, closing out this club for the second time this season. This victory pushes their record to 2-0 with 2 games left to go against the Wizards.
A fantastic show. And what an amazing all-around game it was for Goran Dragic. He just looked like an orchestrator out there. His teammates kept running to the open spot, and he found them time and time again.
And the Wizards are going with a whole new group out there now. And a new group in for the Heat. Larry Sanders is checked in for Whiteside. Cody Zeller comes in for Chris Bosh. Gerald Green, he's checked in for Winslow. And it's Goran Dragic in for J.R. Smith.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
Feeds to Temple. Pass to Neal. Wide open shot is on the money. 27 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Dragic kicks to Zeller. And Dragic has it in the corner. That's good.
Well, guys, they came in here and really took charge from the opening tip. This is such a tough thing to do for a visiting team. This contest was played on their turn.
And, you know, that's not the way it usually works in the NBA. It's going to be a great win, and you know it's going to be a happy plane ride out of here for sure.
And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. I'm here with J.R. Smith. We got to see your offense in full effect here tonight. Seems like everyone on this team is really on the same page.
I definitely think so. You know, we got a lot of great players on our team, a lot of people who can score, and hopefully we can just keep building on it.
JR, appreciate the time as always. Kevin?
Thank you, Doris. Great interview once again. And that'll do it, folks. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And this broadcast has not ended just yet, as we've got the award-winning Ernie Johnson standing by here for the postgame show.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaq and the Jet as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, Goran Dragic. Double figures in both points and assists for the double-double that led the way tonight. He was their motor offensively and really got the team fired up.
He was dead on from the field tonight, guys. I'd call his performance economical because there was no wasted opportunity. He took advantage of every good look he got. I mean, everything he put up was going in.
Well, he showed us just how good he can be when he's at the top of his game. And the building was stunned. You saw people leaving early, throwing popcorn, throwing hot dogs, spilling soda. He put on a CSDP, a crowd shut down performance. Man, that's what I'm talking about, Ernie.
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a good night, everybody.
It's the pregame show.
Ernie Johnson joined by Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Thanks for tuning in. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. American Airlines Arena the place, and the Miami Heat will be on their home floor as they go up against the Indiana Pacers. Checking out the Pacers, they may not have made the jump they were hoping to this season, but they were in 5th place in the East with still more than enough time to climb a few additional spots. And guys, the fans always enjoy hearing stories from your playing days. Let's talk teammates. Shaq, who were your favorite guys to play with?
A nighttime view of the Miami sign here in South Beach. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another exciting broadcast of the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. The Miami Heat, they won their last contest, that game against the Wizards in Washington. And there wasn't much question as to how that game was going to turn out. They absolutely put the hammer down on them.
And guys, they could have won that game on the strength of their offense alone. It was that good.
And most impressive when you do it on the road like that. They just kept coming at them wave after wave, and they really kept the crowd on mute in that one.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the court for Indiana, Hill and Stuckey are the guard set. Turner is out there with Allen, and it's George in at the small forward. Pick up by Hill. Turner passes to Stuckey. Kicks it to Hill. Shot clock at 5. Shoots the 3. And it's Whiteside with the rebound.
Boy, last season, Hassan Whiteside made a huge splash in the NBA. Big blocks, big rebound totals. But he had some head-scratching moments as well. Missed his share of action due to suspensions.
Here is Stuckey. Following the basket by Kevin Love. They set the pick. Now Stuckey, 20 points for him last game against Detroit.
Yeah, but he was the ultimate two-way player. Defensively, also doing a great job. Couple blocks in that game as well.
Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. It's been a quick start for Miami. It's Dragic with the drive. Good. Dragic has got 5.
And they can up the ante a little bit there after that basket.
Yeah, you know, their lead's increasing, and they've got to be feeling better and better about the way this game is starting to play out now. So we'll see if they can close it out.
Now, here is George. He's coming off a 13-point game against Detroit. And the wide-open shot from Stuckey will not go. This is off the front iron.
Boy, after the first 3 misses, I thought they'd get one here, but they still can't connect.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. The Heat shooting their first foul shots of the night here.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Yeah, in general, they've been very solid. I mean, free throw shooting isn't something they've had to worry about too much this season, guys.
Both free throws good from Dragic. Here's George, and he's currently averaging more than 26 points a game. Such a force. And he overshot that one, missing.
Still looking for their first basket. 5 misses to start the game.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Earlier I spoke with Frank Vogel. The one player on his mind in this matchup, Kevin Love. And it's not for his scoring ability, but for the harm he can do to a team on the backboards. You saw what he can do to teams if he goes unchecked, Coach said. We don't want to let him get up and get over 20 or 30 rebounds on us. And to do that, we got to check him out each time a shot goes up. Guys, easier said than done.
And as always, Doris, thank you. Here's Smith. And 3 chances on that possession, but they just couldn't find a way to score. Outside Hill. And the officials call over the back. A little too aggressive there.
Yeah, no doubt about that one with the over the back call.
Yeah, it looked like he wanted to take him for a ride right there. Easy call.
And a new group getting ready for Miami. Derek Favors checked in for Whiteside. Robert Covington comes in for Winslow. Gerald Green, he's checked in for J.R. Smith. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Goran Dragic. The Pacers also with a sub. Mahinmi's checked in. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right.
Boy, he picked him out brilliantly with that feed inside.
The Heat leading by 7. Lin kicks to Love. 14 feet away, and he hits the jump shot. Love's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Everything going according to the script for them offensively so far.
Clark, shots be falling. That's for sure. They're scoring with a tremendous amount of confidence.
You went straight flagrant.
Easy to see who's going to win that race.
Yeah, early offense is often easy offense. Excellent work that time.
That was a nice replay brought to you by Kia. So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game. This game coming after a loss against the Pistons.
And that's one of those games where I just felt the attitude going in was wrong. I think they believed what was being said about them in the press, and that was a game that they just couldn't win.
I'm going to disagree with you here. I don't think it was about lacking confidence in themselves. I just think the talent difference between the teams was too much for them to overcome.
Here's Hill. Here's George. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you. You know, I can think of one way to describe George Hill. It's the culmination of several attributes. I mean, he comes from the school of Popovich, plays under control, always in the right place defensively. The way I describe him is just steady.
Pass to George. We've got 1:18 left to play in the first quarter. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Yeah, he went for a little extra on that one.
Well, he usually doesn't finish soft, obviously. You know, he can when necessary, sure, but not that time.
Not when you can throw it down like that.
Yes, sir.
Hill dishes to Hill. Pass to George. The shot misses. And the Heat going the other way now. An interesting thing about George Hill, he was traded from the Spurs to the Pacers a few years back. Many people were surprised the Spurs would even trade a valuable veteran when they were trying to win a championship. But who did they trade him for? Kawhi Leonard. A pretty good deal.
Well, you know, Hill is really solid. He knocks down open shots, can run the offense or play off the ball equally well. I think he's a terrific combo guard. Gives you a little bit of everything and does it in a professional way. And that's typically what attracts him to other teams.
That doesn't go either for George.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Outside, Lin, just 3 on the clock, and it's Miami with another.
How about the start that they've gotten off to here? Huge lead, and we're still in the first quarter.
And guys, it hasn't just been the scoring. I mean, they're playing tremendous defense too.
And as we conclude the first quarter, a one-sided game so far. Heat lead by 13. Back after this from the American Airlines Arena. And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And quite a position here for the Heat to be in. What do you guys think?
It's been about the pace. You can see they're going to try to keep this game in the open floor.
Yeah, and you know, it's been a tempo that they like, and they're getting some easy buckets in transition here.
On the court for the Pacers as our second quarter gets underway. They've got Turner. Buttinger is out there with Lavoy Allen. Then there's Rodney Stuckey, and it's Miles in at the 2 spot. Allen left side. To the left wing. 6 on the shot clock. Stuckey with it. Now guarded by Dragic. Nobody near Allen. And it's Miami with the rebound.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum.
Here's Dragic, open and close and nails it. Dragic has got the first basket of the second quarter for Miami.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Allen, a screen on Dragic. Pass to Stuckey. And the rejection by Sanders. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation.
Miami calls timeout. Give it up for your Heat Dancers.
And Miami calls their first timeout of the game. A minute and a half gone here in the second quarter. Dragic kicks to Love. Now here's Dragic. D right on him. Second chance shot. That one misses. His first miss of the game after making his first three. Pacers trail by 15. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Stuckey kicks to Buttinger. Indiana moving the ball around. Allen outside. Clock at 4. Stuckey passes to Turner. Indiana again missing.
And guys, what about Dragic's defense? I mean, he gets a lot of praise for his offense. Excellent anticipation and lateral quickness help him stay in front of his man when defending the ball. He's got a unique ability to recover if he's beaten initially, too. Usually, if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
And Love gets it to go.
Heads-up play there, guys, on the assist and the finish.
The Pacers have gone 0-4 in the second quarter. Obviously, that needs to change. Here is Miles. He's guarded by Dragic. Allen kicks to Stuckey. That one drops, and he's now 2 for 5.
And when he gets in his head that he's going to get to the basket, very little you can do defensively.
Dragic against Stuckey. Lets the three fly. And Dragic with the basket on the assist by Dragic. Dragic has got his third assist on the night. Pacers trail by 18. Stuckey kicks to Miles. To the middle. Here's Turner. Lays it up and banks it in. Turner's got his first bucket in this one.
You know, that's been a big part of their offense in the early stages. I mean, their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range, right at the rim.
And Clark, they might as well keep doing it. I mean, attack the basket until the defense makes an adjustment.
And the Pacers call time here.
And they've gotten good looks, you know, so that's one reason they're frustrated. Maybe he can come up with something to get them an easy one, maybe get to the line.
Yeah, you know, that may be the answer for them. But you know what else, Greg? Ultimately, I think because they're getting good shots, they'll make a better percentage of them going forward.
And the Heat going with the whole new group on the floor. Hill against Len. 5 to shoot. Releases. And the Pacers can't get it to go.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
Hill dishes to Mahinmi. No good off the back of the rim. Miami leading by 18. Green kicks to Favors. It's stolen by Hill. Here's Miles. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
How about the concentration? He gets hit, but stays with the play and gets the finish.
innovation and improvisation right there, Greg. Finding a way to get that shot to fall after taking the contact.
Lynn the pass to Bosch. The basket good off the assist from Lynn. And the Heat lead by 17.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
That's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he was on the money, that's no doubt. And it's Miles missing.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Lynn dishes to Green. And another basket for Miami.
What a passing display he has put on here tonight.
Yeah, he's spoiling us, Greg. I mean, there's just another fantastic dime drop right there. That one certainly should make the highlight reel.
And Miles kicks to Mahinmi. The dish now to Hill. To the middle. Miles, that's good. Miles has got 5 points now this quarter.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Left side favors. No good with the fallback jumper.
Man, that is a missed opportunity right there.
And he'll be the first to tell you, Greg, that's one he should have knocked down.
Outside, George for three. Hill can't get it to go. And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. It's the Heat leading by 17. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Well, Coach Vogel, a tough going for your guys so far tonight. What's been the biggest obstacle to pulling off your game plan?
Well, they're just a great defensive team. You know, we're not handling our pressure well enough. We're trying to work it inside. They're fronting, and we got to execute our counters.
Thank you for the time, Coach. Guys, over to you.
All right, Doris, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow here on 2K Sports.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith as we start breaking it down for you. Miami did not hesitate to set the pace. Their exceptional focus and all-around execution immediately triggered a 15-4 run at the start. By the end of quarter 1, they were way out on top, leading by 13. Then in quarter number 2, they actually increased their intensity to pull further out in front, finishing with a double-digit advantage at the half. Kenny, let's start with you. What do you think about the Heat?
There's been one thing that's made a difference in this game above all else: their control of the backboard. They put forth an amazing effort on the glass, and the rebounding numbers aren't even close, Ernie. That'll be something to keep an eye on in the second half. They will be very tough to contain if that continues.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Indiana?
Well, they run into a very hot shooting team tonight, fellas. When you combine a hot shooting team with the weak defense they've been playing, you're going to get crushed. I hope coach is coming down hard on them right now because they can't keep giving up so many open looks. What are you doing?
So that does it for us. Hope you enjoyed our halftime show. Now, we take you back to Kevin Harlan for the second half call.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. Kevin Love with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Always been a dynamic scorer, and we saw in that first half the entire repertoire on display.
Yeah, he's a hard man to keep down, and so far they haven't found the answer for him. I don't know if there is an answer for him, quite honestly.
Winslow is out there with Kevin Love. Then there's J.R. Smith. Then there's Whiteside. And it's Dragic in at the 1 spot. That's the group in the game for the Heat. Hill drives in. The shot's good on the assist by George.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
Near the three-point line, it's Love, and it's Miami with another.
Boy, I really love the way Dragic spreads that ball around.
Pacers trail by 19.
And for Kevin Love last season, he didn't want to be called a stretch four, but the numbers suggest he was exactly that. Nearly 1 out of every 2 shots he took was from 3, a much higher ratio than at any other time in his career.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. It's stolen by Smith. In transition, here comes Miami. Winslow's running, and he's got his first free throw of the game. First free throw is good. As Greg was talking about Clark, back to Love, it wasn't his choice to camp out from 3 last year. It was designed that way to create operating space for both LeBron and Kyrie.
Yeah, and you think about it, it's hard to ask a successful post player not to play to his strengths, but Love made the sacrifice, and I don't think he gets enough credit for that, Kevin.
Pacers trail by 21. Right around a minute and a half played here in the third quarter. George with the ball. Now guarded by Winslow. His three-pointers off the mark.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
It's deflected. It's taken away by Smith. And now here's Dragic, the fast break chance from past the arc. And there's J.R. Smith on the assist by Dragic. Smith's got himself on the board with 3 there. And the Pacers shooting just 33%, struggling to get good looks. Hill against Dragic. Hill drives in. And he converts the layup. Hill's got 4 points in the quarter.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low. And I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation. But, boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
Here's George. Good work defensively by Whiteside.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's cost him.
Dragic with it. Rodney Stuckey covering. Some of the great passing small forwards in the NBA on your screen right now. These are the assist leaders at that position in the past month. 5th best, Paul George.
The passes we've seen some of these guys make from the wing, just outstanding, truly gifted distributors.
I tell you what, you could put the isolated cam on these guys and you would notice how flawlessly they execute those entry passes. They create so many easy baskets because of how on time and on target those feeds are.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Larry Sanders is checked in for Whiteside. Zeller comes in for Kevin Love. And it's Zoran Dragic in for Winslow. In Indiana with a change here too. Chase Budinger, he's checked in for Turner. And that one's good. 6 points in the game for Stuckey.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Yeah, high percentage shots are what they are getting in terms of the attempts, and that's just not going to get it done. They've got to figure it out.
Here's Dragic from outside. It's hauled in by George. For Indiana, they've gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. And the basket good. 8 points in the game for Stuckey.
You know, he's knocking down his shots today, but it hasn't really translated to the scoreboard yet.
And it's Dragic off the drive and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. That one on George.
He's been absolutely in control. No slowing down for Dragic. 13 points, and what a game he's had passing the ball, too.
I love the fact that he plays for his teammates, really spreading the ball around, getting everyone involved.
He's made 3 of his 4 free throw attempts in the game.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
You know, he's been one of those players they've wanted on the line as much as possible this season, especially in close games, guys.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Chris Bosh is checked in for Zeller. Robert Covington comes in for Smith. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Zoran Dragic. Miles the pass to Hill. And it falls over the rim and in. Hill's got 6.
Okay, that's more like it. A nice job here in the second. I mean, their field goal percentage is way up compared to what they did in the first half, where they shot a very low percentage. It actually was just above 30%.
3 on 3. Here's Miles. Here's Budinger. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. It's on Chris Bosh. And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Heat.
You know, with their fast break operating so efficiently, I mean, you can see why they've gone with it throughout the game.
Yeah, and another thing, they've created a lot of turnovers, but they've also been able to convert when they've gotten out in transition.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Derek Favors checked in for Sanders, and it's Green in for Goran Dragic. There's Green with the three. The shot is off. Pacers trail by 20. And for Gerald Green, another productive year last season coming off the bench. Though it was a smaller role, a small step back from the season before when he started over half the games for the Suns.
Well, there was a log jam in Phoenix at the wing position last season. He certainly matured, though, as he never complained about not starting, just went out and did his job.
The 10-footer. Again, the miss by the Heat.
And the D does just enough to throw off his rhythm on that shot.
Hill dishes to Mahinmi. The feed to Buttinger. George against Favors. Shot clock at 6. And George, here we go. George missing again.
For Gerald Green, it's hard to not think about the star that could have been. The 18th pick in the 2005 draft, right out of high school. It was basically athleticism and upside in his game then. He's finally made it in the NBA now, but has improved with skills and guile in place of explosiveness.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Here's George. The offensive rebound. Knocks it loose. And now it's Green running. He can go all the way. Covington with the bucket.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Great point. I mean, that aggression has allowed them to just create a lot of havoc, and boy, are they taking advantage.
And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Heat out front, opening up a huge gap. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next. And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. And the Pacers with possession here. They get to take on the Magic at Orlando after this one. That'll be game 2 of 4 straight on the road. And a look at the 5 for the Pacers to start the fourth quarter. Hill and Stuckey are the guard set. Allen is out there with Solomon Hill. And it's Turner in at the 5, roaming the paint. Now here's Lynn.
And guys, something new for the NBA is the HGH testing that's been put in place. It's something the league hasn't had too many issues with or even accusations, but better to stamp it out early. And hard to argue that it should be in place.
Hill kicks to Allen. No good from 11 feet. The Heat leading by 22. Near the three-point line, it's Love. The basket good off the assist from Lynn. Lynn's got his 7th assist here tonight. The Pacers shooting struggles apparent. 37% from the field. And with the HGH test, it's done in every major sport. Seems like the right thing to do for the NBA. Just make sure everyone is on a level playing field, so to speak.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I think the punishment will be fair. First positive gets you a 20-game ban. The second one, 45.
And he found the soft spot in the D on that possession. And Rodney Stuckey, a combo guard out of Eastern Washington, played a big role for the Pacers a season ago.
And the Heat making a change here. Dragic has checked in. Miami's gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting. We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. He dishes it to Love. And the foul called on Hassan Whiteside. That is his first foul of the game.
And they've gotten good looks, you know, so that's one reason they're frustrated. Maybe he can come up with something to get them an easy one, maybe get to the line.
Yeah, you know, that may be the answer for them. But you know what else, Greg? Ultimately, I think because they're getting good shots, they'll make a better percentage of them going forward.
To the paint, here's Allen, and the rejection by Love. Dragic against Stuckey. It's Dragic with the drive. Down through the hoop it goes. That's his 5th make on 9 shots from the floor. Greg, you were talking about Stuckey. He did play well in his first year with the Pacers. Clarkie helped them as a starter and off the bench.
Yeah, really had his most efficient year scoring the ball to date. And more than his scoring and what he brought on the court, his presence in the locker room and professionalism. You talk to the people around the Pacers, he was a breath of fresh air on a team that has a number of fresh air guys.
And one record that is going to be very hard for any player to ever match is the Iron Man streak. That record's held by AC Green as he played in 1,192 consecutive games. That kind of durability is going to be hard to match in the modern NBA.
And with Iron Man streaks, it isn't just injury that can get you. It's scheduled days off and getting suspended games, too.
Yeah, just for reference, last season DeAndre Jordan was the active leader, played over 300 straight games as a player. He was a leader in the league, but he wasn't even a third of the way to Green's historic mark of consecutive games.
The Pacers have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the 3rd quarter. In transition, here comes Miami. Here's Whiteside. The fast break ends at the rim with the jam.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it, too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
And J.R. Smith picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Paul George, he's checked in for Hill.
Paul George.
Third minute of action now gone here in the 4th, and George gets it to go.
And you could tell they had that play ready to go. Well done on the inbound.
The Heat leading by 22. Right side, Dragic. Steps back and shoots. That's his 6th field goal today, and that makes him now 6 for 11.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Hill against Dragic. Stuckey into the lane. It's taken away by Smith. Here's Dragic. Can't get it to go. Excellent D there from Allen. For Indiana, they've gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the 4th quarter. Short. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
You know, if you're looking to build a small forward and there wasn't a LeBron James template, you might go with PG, Paul George. Height, length, athleticism, that combination off the charts with him. And he's got a nice, unflappable demeanor, too.
Chris Bosh is checked in for Kevin Love. C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Indiana.
Inside 2 minutes. Inside goal.
It's stolen by Hill. And it's Dragic with the foul. That's his first foul. And Miami going with a whole new group out there. The Pacers also changing it up. Miami's checked in for Lavoy Allen. Budinger comes in for George. Young is subbed in for Hill. That's for 2. Great use of the pick to create room for the jumper.
Well, after a horrible half of shooting, they've bounced back here in the second half and picked up their shooting percentage quite nicely.
Here's Dragic from outside. Yes! And a nice assist from Lynn.
And certainly they are not hesitating, letting it fly from deep here in the second half.
And, Greg, I have no problem with that. As a matter of fact, I hate to see teams get conservative with the lead. As long as they're good shots, take them, and as long as they're falling, continue to take them.
And he gets it to go.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Heat.
But Steve, you know, you don't see this kind of a blowout often. But tonight, this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
Well, you know what? I thought they did a nice job of playing against the game. They kept the pressure on and clearly were dominant in every area.
And so taking a look at their record, a nice milestone they'll be picking up tonight. 30 wins on the year now.
And this will be their third win in 3 tries against these guys. They match up so well.
They really do. I mean, there's one more game to play in this season series, and barring any major changes to their team, I'd have to believe the sweep will be in order.
And when you look back at this one, what an amazing performance this was for Dragic. Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping.
Good from Dragic.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that.
And this run not really doing him any good at this point, as late as it's starting to evolve.
Yeah, but kudos to him, Greg. I mean, the fight they're showing now, you got to give them credit for that. Would have been really easy to pack it in.
Budinger against Green. Turner passes to Young. Here's Budinger. Rebound by the Heat. Outside Dragic. And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team, Clark, by far tonight.
No question about it, Kevin. They certainly gave their fans plenty to scream and holler about. This place was rocking. It was on fire. And it only got louder as that lead got bigger.
And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Well, Goran, congratulations on the win tonight. A game where you certainly had some nice bench production. What does it take for this team to play at its best?
I mean, everybody's playing hard, you know, even the guys from the bench. You know, we need everybody, even including the bench. Everybody has to be focused, play hard, and especially in defense.
Playing hard is always a great starting point. Goran, congratulations. Guys, back to you.
All right, Doris, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll do it, folks. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching. Now time to head over to the studio where the award-winning Ernie Johnson is with Shaq and Kenny, all standing by. Guys, take it away.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we have the opportunity to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Goran Dragic.
He had a very nice night from the field tonight, shooting over 50%. That smooth, soft touch was working for him tonight. No matter how tight the D played him, he was still shooting it right in their face.
Well, certainly a solid night for him offensively. Excellent production pretty much everywhere. He was what I call NSV, Ernie, a nice safety valve. When they need to open up the valve, he came through with that offense.
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a good night, everybody.
It's the two-game show.
Ernie Johnson joined by Shaquille O'Neal. Kenny the Jet Smith, thanks for tuning in. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll watch the Miami Heat in this one as they go up against the New York Knicks. Checking out New York, a tall task for them to win this one. On the road against a much superior team. Their margin for error, pretty thin. And as we reach the midway point, Kenny, still a lot of games left on the schedule. How do players cope with the wear and tear their bodies go through?
Well,
Nighttime always fun here in Miami as we see an overview of the city. It's an all-Eastern Conference matchup, and today's game as the Knicks come into town for this one. And with the road trip approaching, the Heat will play their final game of their homestand. And, of course, Jose Calderon. Let's see how they continue to fare without him.
You know, what the trade means to me, guys, is they think some of their younger players are ready to spread their wings and take on a little more responsibility. They're going to get more minutes for those guys and allow them to see a little more playing time.
Clearly a forward-thinking deal, you know, and even if his aren't the biggest shoes to fill, it still puts a lot of pressure on your young guys. And let's see if they're ready to fill that void.
And now the New York Knicks starters. We've got Anthony. Amundsen is out there with Robin Lopez. Then there's Aflalo, and it's Galloway in at the 1 spot.
You know, for Carmelo last season, it was Murphy's Law. What could go wrong did go wrong. After signing Melo to a max deal, the Knicks management expected a bunch from him, but with the new offense and a bad knee, it didn't happen.
Knicks on defense. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
And if you look at the numbers, guys, I mean, what jumps out at you is the balance they had offensively.
Very satisfying road win because you're right. There was tremendous balance displayed. I mean, the crowd was basically stunned at how they were able to dismantle that defense.
A chance now to go to Doris Burke, who had a chance to visit with Kurt Rambis.
He said they've really got their work cut out for them dealing with a player like Kevin Love, saying he's a 25 points per game scorer and can just dominate the glass. Defensively, you just can never leave him open. No open shots, get a body on him the second a shot goes up. He knows it's easier said than done, but guys, that's the game plan.
And thank you, Doris. And here is Anthony, following the three-pointer by Kevin Love. The drive by Anthony.
And right before Carmelo went down with the injury last season, it seemed like he had added the fadeaway to his game, molded a little bit after Dirk Nowitzki.
And he's good on the second. Little over a minute 30 into this first quarter. Dragic kicks to Love. That's in, coming off an assist from Dragic. Dragic has got 3 assists now in this one. Carmelo's reasoning was that he had been burned enough by Dirk's fadeaway, he had to adapt.
Yeah, that's a great fadeaway to borrow from, for sure. I mean, Melo already has a mid-range game, terrific mid-range game. And this shot makes that even deadly.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
Pass to Aflalo. Here's Galloway. He's guarded by Dragic. Clock at 6. Here's the 3. Anthony can't hit.
They're 1 of 4 here to start, looking to get into a flow offensively.
Got that one up quick. 9 points for Love.
They've been hot here early, dropping them in left and right.
Rolling, rolling, rolling. We'll see how long they can keep it going.
Anthony drives in to the wing right side. Feeds it to Aflalo. Now here's Anthony. He's guarded closely. Lopez. Soft touch off the glass.
Where's the box out? Some easy second chance opportunities there.
Those kinds of mistakes drive me crazy and will absolutely derail a team's chance to win. You know, 9 times out of 10, he's going to knock that one down. He'll spray that one on you.
First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a 1-footer. Come on now.
Outside Dragic. From about 16, it's rebounded by New York.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
And a follow wide open. He shoots. Love grabs the board.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
A 3-ball. Another miss by Love. Knicks trail by 5. Anthony, the pass to Galloway. On the wing of Flalo. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. Flalo's got his first basket. The Heat have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. Right side, Dragic. Right wing. Beyond the arc. Here's Whiteside. Plays it up and in on the nice reverse.
Now there's something for the top 10 highlight reel right there. A layup can be just as sweet and as pretty as a dunk sometimes.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here. And the Heat going with the whole new group on the floor. Then for the Knicks, Splitters checked in for Lopez. Williams comes in for Louis Amundsen. And Thomas subbed in for Anthony. Now here's Thomas. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Galloway kicks to Splitter. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. Splitter's got his first basket of the night.
Crisp pass into the paint.
The Heat leading by 3. Outside, Green. The dish to Favors. Bangs on the trifecta.
They're getting a bunch of their points outside of the paint. 3 of their last 5 buckets are from three-point range.
The defense is just not closing out quick enough.
There's Galloway. 11 points for him in that last game against Atlanta.
And also give him credit for his ability to pass the basketball. He was always looking for the open man.
The Heat have gone 7 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter. And the wide open shot from Green. A 3-pointer off the mark. Knicks trail by 6. 26 seconds left to play here in the first. From deep, Williams. Green with the rebound. So the Heat, their last game, a win against Indiana.
And we've talked about how in the NBA you've got to earn your points the hard way. And that really wasn't the case in that game for them.
No, there was no hard way about it. I mean, they got their points easily on dunks and layups against the defense that really didn't offer much of a fight.
Galloway cannot hit. And that does it for the first quarter. Heat out front. They're up by 8. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second. And some tough times for the Knicks, but you listen to Carmelo Anthony, it's clear he's invested in this franchise. Knicks fans rooting for Carmelo to help make New York a playoff venue once again.
You know what? It's going to take a lot more than Carmelo playing strong to get the Knicks back into the playoffs and to make them a destination to where NBA stars want to come from.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for Miami?
They've definitely had a hot hand from three-point range. Always nice to get off to a good start.
They've been distributing the ball really well tonight, too. I mean, a decent number of assists so far for them.
And a change here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And for Miami, look at who they've got out there. Jeremy Lin is out there with Gerald Green. Then there's Sanders. Then it's Robert Covington, and it's Bosh in at the power forward position. The Knicks making a switch here. Anthony's checked in.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Yeah, another column in the stat sheet that hasn't gone in their favor. To climb back, they've got to put forth more effort.
Galloway kicks to Aflalo. Anthony left side. No good. And the Heat going the other way now. They beat the Knicks during their last encounter in New York.
Yeah, they cruised to a win in these teams' last encounter, and their field goal percentage was off the charts.
Scorching and torching offensively. They were able to get everything they wanted.
Love's check in for the Heat. Dragic comes in for Jeremy Lin. He gives them a double-digit lead. And now it's an 11-point Miami lead. The Knicks shooting 33% for the night. That's a big thorn in their side right now. Galloway, the pass to Afflalo. He dishes it to Galloway. And it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way. And let's see which big men have had the softest touch lately with this look at the leading field goal percentages among centers and power forwards in the last 10 games. Derek Favors #1. Third is Kevin Love.
And it's one thing to be able to create high-quality shots for yourself, but you still have to finish. And there's no doubt all those guys can do both.
Yes, sir. I mean, these guys make the most of every one of their easy opportunities. Missing layups is simply not part of their routine. Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with the dunk like that. And for Kevin Love, such a big part of that Minnesota Timberwolves franchise. I mean, they drafted him 5th overall back in the league, and really he had been their catalyst his entire career. Even last year when he decided he finally wanted out, he helped the Wolves land Andrew Wiggins in the trade that shook the league.
Here's Anthony off the inbound. Dragic with some nice D.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Hey guys, well, Kurt Rambis had some advice for the team in that last break. He told the team he wanted their offense to run through Carmelo Anthony. Coach reminded them that he is supposed to be the key factor tonight, and he still wants to see that happen. Guys, they've got a decent hole to dig themselves out of, but still a lot of time left to do it. We'll see if those adjustments help.
Thank you, Doris.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Greg, those are always tough to judge, but I think the official got that one right.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Whiteside's checked in for Sanders. And J.R. Smith's subbed in for Zoran Dragic. And a switcher also for New York. Lopez is checked in.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot. And it's really paid off for them during the run.
Here's Galloway. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. Back to Anthony. Shot to stop the run. That's good. And so Galloway with the assist. Galloway has got 3 assists tonight.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Now here's Dragic. Against Indiana, he was really on his game. Winslow wide open. He fires. Again, the Heat good for 2.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
Here's Galloway. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Dragic. All alone, and he caps off the fast break with a monster slam.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there. And that'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the boards.
You know what? No rebounds, no rings, and they've controlled the boards. And that's what's given them control of this game.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
Now here's Anthony. 5 points in the game. Galloway kicks to Amundsen. And they convert it last on attempt number 3. Amundsen's got his first 2 points of the night, and it's Miami's ball. They're on a 16-4 run. Outside Dragic, pass to Love. It falls for his 7th bucket of the contest. He's 7 for 9.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Lopez, a screen on Dragic. Off the screen. The shot no good. The Heat go the other way with it. 1:02 left here in the second. From downtown, and again, Miami with the triple.
I don't think they can ask much more of him than what he's done this quarter.
New York's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Some nice passing by New York here. And it's blocked by Whiteside. Out of bounds, Knicks ball as New York keeps possession of it. And a new group in for the Heat. Derek Favors checked in for Whiteside. Wash comes in for Kevin Love. Green, he's checked in for Winslow. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Goran Dragic. Splitters checked in for New York. Williams comes in for Anthony. 4 on the clock. Aflalo dishes to Williams. For New York, they have gone 2 of 4 at the free throw line.
And taking a look at the numbers on the season, they've converted about 77% of those foul shots.
Robert Covington's checked in for J.R. Smith. Lance Thomas, he's checked in for New York.
And you guys, he was once considered a tweener, but now I think Derek Williams has kind of settled in to that 4 position. Seems to be the best position fit for him at this stage of his career. Having a lot of trouble stopping the three-point shot.
And they're not making up for it with their own shots from deep either, so that's a double-edged sword there. There it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, just getting the ball into the post has to be option number 1 for them right now.
Lin, that's tipped, tries to keep it alive, but they get it back. Look from Green, and another basket for Miami. There's 10 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Here's Galloway. The kick out to Williams. And that's not going to go. And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. Miami ahead, just dominating this one. Back after this from the American Airlines Arena.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We'll be taking a look back at the first half of basketball. There was no slowing down Kevin Love early on. He had 16 points, 2 rebound assists. Kenny, let's start with you. What'd you think about the Heat?
Their perimeter shooting has made the difference, and so many of their points are coming from long range. They've come out, spread the floor, and executed their jump shooting game. It's been a barrage from the three-point line. Guys always finding the open shot. If they can stay hot from three-point land in the second half, this game is over.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on New York?
They were not running an efficient offense. The shot selection has to improve. It's as simple as that. Too many guys working as individuals, not as a team. They need to work as a unit, Ernie. Move the ball.
That does it for halftime as the game is just about set to get going again. We send you back to Kevin Harlan and crew for the third quarter.
Give it up for your Heat.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. Kevin Love really has his fingerprints all over this one.
Yeah, you know, one of the things about the truly greats of our game is that sometimes you get spoiled because of how consistent they can be. And so far, another big scoring night for him.
And oftentimes when he puts up that many points in the first half, he follows it up with an even better second half. We'll see if that's the case here.
Getting underway in the second half. Here's the 5 for Kurt Rambis. Anthony is out there with Amundsen. Then there's Aflalo. Then there's Robin Lopez. And it's Galloway in at the point. Amundsen, good.
They have got to put a body on him because otherwise, with his agility and athleticism, they're not going to be able to contain him on the offensive glass.
Right side, Dragic. And there's another one for the Heat. Anthony with it. He has 5. There's the pick. He kicks it to Lopez. And it's blocked by Whiteside. And he gets it back. Miami's gone downtown 13 times in this game, and they're just over 50%. 7 of 13 on threes. And it's Dragic off the drive. Amundsen grabs the board. Amundsen's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And it's blocked. Now here's Dragic. He's got 15. The pass to Love. This one for 3. And Dragic gets it to go on the assist by Love. 18 points for Goran Dragic.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those 3-point attempts.
And those triples, they sure do add up quickly, don't they? I mean, they've got to make some kind of adjustment here.
And something that's been whispered about around the NBA is expansion. We know there are some markets that want desperately to have an NBA team. The NBA might not be at 30 teams for the foreseeable future.
Knocked away. It's stolen by Dragic. Jacks up a 3. Good for his 8th field goal. He's attempted a dozen shots. There are markets in the U.S. that want an NBA team. Seattle, which has been a great NBA friend, has been trying to get a team back since the Sonics left for Oklahoma City.
Clearly, Seattle's the lead name domestically. The NBA has also talked about adding a European division. A lot of different options for expansion. Don't think any will be acted on anytime soon.
Just 3 to shoot. Here's Galloway. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Galloway has got 5 now.
And they're just raining threes on both ends.
Boy, I love the answer. You come at me with the 3, I'm coming right back with my own triple.
And the Heat with some changes. Sanders comes in for Hassan Whiteside. And it's Zoran Dragic in for Winslow. And New York with a change here, too. Kevin Serafin, he's checked in for Lou Amundsen. And it's Dragic off the drive.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense.
Galloway, the pass to Afflalo. And the 3 off target.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
Dragic gets the bucket.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
Anthony kicks to Afflalo. He feeds it to Lopez. Here's the teardrop. Galloway with the bucket. Galloway has got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
And Robin Lopez, a guy never shy about doing the grunt work. But his offense, I believe, really underrated. Just a solid finisher at the rim. Also a great offensive rebounder.
Now here's Dragic. 23 points in the game.
Boy, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
Anthony drives in. Here's Serafin. And it's Miami with the rebound. And speaking of Lopez's offensive game, Clark, he's got some skill.
Yeah, a little push hook shot in the low post, and if you leave him open 15 to 16 feet, he can knock that down too.
And so here is New York. The Heat knocking down the tray. Anthony kicks to Afflalo. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. Afflalo's got his 2nd bucket of the game to go.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job number 1 right now. Nothing easy on the inside.
And that one's good. Dragic has got 7.
That's leadership. Really, really valuable to have someone who can just take charge like he has.
Well, there's a certain amount of confidence you have when the ball is in his hands at that end of the floor right now. I mean, he just gives you a sense of calm and confidence because of how good he is.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Knicks will retain possession. And a new group in for the Knicks. Splitters checked in for Kevin Serafin. Williams comes in for Robin Lopez. Lance Thomas, he's checked in for Carmelo Anthony. And it's Grant in for Langston Galloway. He used that pick to perfection. 6 points for Aaron Afflalo.
you know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
And he gets it to go. That's 7 points for Derek Favors.
Well, there you go. I mean, if they're going to keep giving up open jumpers, they're going to keep getting burned.
Grant dishes to Williams. Lets it fly from 18. And a follow bucket on the assist by Williams.
He's been much more effective in the second half than he was in the first.
Lynn against Grant. And again, Derek Favors. Favors got 9.
They're leaning on that mid-range shot right now. That's 6 of their last 10 points from that area.
And it's working. As long as the defense gives you space, hey, let it fly.
Now, here's Grant. And no good, his first shot of the night, missing.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Sasha Vujacic is checked in for the Knicks. 24 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Kicks it to Favors. Ring shot on the way. It's rebounded by New York. Now Grant. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Outside Williams. Got it off in time, but it's no good. The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. Miami ahead, opening up a huge gap. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. The Heat shooting 64%. Beautiful all-around play by this offense. Sanders out there with Zeller. Then it's Jeremy Lin. Then it's Robert Covington, and it's Dragic in at the 2 spot. That's the group in the game for the Heat. Nick shooting just 34% from the floor. Grant with the ball. And it's Lin picking him up. Vujacic's shot is off. Heat on offense. Outside Dragic. Sinks the three-pointer. Dragic has got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Heat.
And they clearly are just destroying this group right now from the three-point line.
Yeah, and the defense knows it. I mean, they are fully stretched out trying to stop the three-point shot and still haven't been able to do it.
And it's good. Walk through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line. So we'll see Jaren Grant go to the line here. Larry Sanders picks one up, and Miami making a change here. Winslow's checked in. Now here's Dragic. About a minute played here in the fourth quarter. Vujacic grabs the miss. And here is Grant. Dishes it to Williams. Early, the pass to Williams. Wide open. Nice shot by Vujacic. Here's Lin. Right side Dragic. And it goes for the 5th time and 10 shots for him this game.
Another gap in the defense found there, and they've really had their number today.
Grant kicks to Vujacic. To the middle. Here's Serafin. The shot no good. And it's Miami the other way. Dragic with it. Now defended by Grant. And it's Dragic off the drive.
Just a fantastic game for Dragic. 12 points, and he's knocked down a pair of three-pointers in this game, too.
And maybe it's time for them to set a few more screens for him up top and let him add to that total.
And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Heat.
You know, one of the big stories has been the three ball. It's been a key part of their offense throughout the game.
And I also love the way they move the basketball. Their passing has been outstanding here in the second half. You know, guys, coaching in the NBA is not for the faint of heart. Very little job security. I mean, in essence, you get hired to be fired. Let's face it, it's hard to make a bunch of millionaires do what you tell them to when they might be around longer than you will.
Shot's good for Seraphin. Dragic with it. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. From 15 feet away, offensive rebound, tries again, in deep, Zeller drops it in.
And guys, that kind of sums it up right there. I mean, one team getting after it, hustling the rebounds, the putbacks. The other team just a step slow.
And speaking of coaching, sometimes you'll hear that the coach lost the team. When that happens, is that it, Clark? What's your read on that?
You know, I don't quite buy that. I think it's really rare. Winning can cover up a lot of things, and ultimately it does come down to that, being able to smooth out the rough spots, and winning is the best elixir for that. I like the way they're working the ball inside, because when you do that, you get higher percentage shots, and typically good things happen.
Here's Early. Now the feed to Williams. Shot clock at 5. Here's Seraphin. And the rejection by Sanders. Outside Dragic. Floats one. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Yeah, the NBA Development League now celebrating its 15th anniversary, and a lot of change over that time. None of the original 8 teams still playing in their original locations. Still, it's only growing. I think we'll see it grow to 30 teams before long.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Favors comes in for Sanders. And it's Gerald Green in for Winslow. And a switcher also for New York. Louis Amundsen, he's checked in for Clay Anthony Early. Both free throws good from Dragic. Greg, you're talking about the D-League. Not really a moneymaker yet, but it's really benefited, Clark, the NBA in so many ways.
Clearly has, Kevin, a place to train new players, officials, and executives or management, a way to test out possible rule changes. I think building revenue is the focus, though, and the players make a small salary, but the NBA Developmental League is helping the NBA be better.
He misses the free throw.
Derek Williams. 2 shots.
He hits the second from the line. Now here's Lynn. Outside Dragic. This one for 3. It's rebounded by New York. Vujacic has got his 3rd rebound on the night. Grant kicks to Williams. And there's 1:45 left in the 4th quarter. Nice shot by Vujacic. Now Lynn. Dragic dishes to Lynn. Back to Dragic. Takes the 3. That's good. It's his 7th made basket in 14 tries.
And guarding him on the perimeter isn't a priority for them right now, but if this continues, it will be. And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Heat.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, Stephen Clark. An all-around dominant performance. Clark, and you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
I certainly did, and they just cracked it open and made it an NC. No contest.
Yeah, I like that. And so taking a look at their season record, this will be win number 31 on the year.
And once they polish off this win, they'll be one more victory away from sweeping the season series.
And this isn't one of those mini series either. I mean, this is a 4-gamer. As hard as it is to beat a team 3 times in a row, it's even harder to do it 4 straight.
And what a huge standout performance it was for Goran Dragic. And the way he was able to dice up their D with his passing really made things easy for everyone else on his team.
Williams kicks to Grant. And he gets it to go.
And they're clearly finishing strong here, but not enough time to pull it out.
Yeah, it does look like they're going to end on a high note. Too bad this run didn't develop sooner for him.
Lynn from long range. Again, the miss by the Heat. Now the Knicks with it. Williams with the ball. Now guarded by Dragic. Grant the pass to Vujacic. Shot clock at 6. The second chance effort. Amundsen can't hit. And here's Dragic. Passes it to Lynn. Back to Dragic. Shoots from the line. Another miss by Dragic. Here's Vujacic. And so Miami takes this one by a big scheme. May not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
Yeah, they were the superior team in every department, in every category to me, Kevin. I know their fans loved it and appreciated it.
And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Congratulations on the win, Goran, and tell us what goes through your minds in a game like tonight where you get into that flow with the offense and are providing such great passing to your teammates.
I mean, I know some games I have to involve my players to get them open shots, so I just think, okay, I'm going to try to give that rhythm to my team, and, in the end, we won that game.
You were a thrill a minute tonight, Goran. Thanks for the time. Guys, back to you.
All right, Doris, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. And now to our good friend Ernie Johnson, who is standing by in the studio.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we get a chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Goran Dragic. Let's go to Kenny. What'd you think about his performance?
They asked an awful lot from him tonight offensively, and he delivered. When they needed a big bucket, he was the guy they turned to, and he delivered, like I said. I mean, this guy was unbelievable. He did not shy away from the moment.
What a tremendous game for Dragic. This guy is a fantastic point guard. Whenever he's on the floor, the offense just flows so well. He can penetrate, he can start the break, he can score, and the thing he does best, getting everybody else involved.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hope you enjoyed the show. From myself, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.